In a recent video, I took another look at the grandma from Moana and how her necklace is the key to everything. And as a matter of fact, after I made the video, I found the very rough translation of the first half of the song the ancestors sing, and it talks about, yes, the explorers traveling the sea with the help of the ocean god. I think that outright proves it. The ocean was befriended and wielded by them, even if they weren't entirely conscious of it. But today, I head over to Maui as we dissect his history in this movie, and the possibility of his parents being related to Moana's family of chiefs. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and why was this baby-turned-demigod so special? At least in the history of the Moana movie, not real-life Polynesia. Because there are some striking differences here. What exactly made him so special? What made the spirit of the ocean select him specifically to bring to Te Fiti? Why did his parents think he was the opposite of special? We know that there's a point in which traditional Polynesian mythology will run out, since a lot of this movie is heavily fictional, so what more can the movie tell us about its own past? Who or what compelled Maui to steal the heart of his own adopted mother? Did they want him to be cursed to the small island? He did it to give them the power, but who planted the seed? Who gave him this idea? Was it himself? Is he truly related to the old chiefs? I mean, they even had his picture on one of their old boats seen in the cave. So we have the following questions about Maui that we can try to answer with evidence seen in the movie. We have, why was Maui special enough to be chosen by Te Fiti? Why did his parents ditch him? And why did Maui think specifically the heart would be the best thing to steal to give the humans their own power, but who compelled him and why? And finally, could it be possible that his parents were a part of the crew of voyagers that were Moana's ancestors? Let's begin. Maui's specialness in presumably being chosen by the ocean and Te Fiti is something that could have a few root causes. Perhaps being thrown out immediately as he was born made him sort of a blank slate of a human, and Te Fiti wanted to raise a child. And even if it possibly wasn't Te Fiti, gods in general don't actually get to live like the humans. They can't actually get to birth little balls of life like humans do, and I believe it's possible that she just wanted a child, a human child. Obviously, Te Fiti wouldn't be in her true form while raising him. She'd probably take the form of a normal woman to raise him on her island. Throughout the movie, Maui doesn't even know it was the ocean itself that sent him there, because not only is he disbelieving of the ocean at first, but he also kind of just says he doesn't know how the gods found him. He says they just somehow did. Obviously, the key word there is gods, because Te Fiti isn't the only one, but based off of the disapproving look she gives him and the replacement boat and fishhook she gives him, it's very likely that, again, she was the mother figure of the gods that was closest to him. But the ultimate relationship in this movie is between Te Fiti and the mysterious spirit, or rather god, that is the ocean. Its goal is constantly to select someone who can save Te Fiti. It's trying to save the world from Te Ka's decimation, but it has a very direct relationship with Te Fiti. It is the water, she is the land. Hence my theory about the necklace being the big blue ocean that contains the green land of life and heart. And in the final big battle, the ocean never directly slams or attacks Te Ka, it just protects Moana. It is so directly connected to Te Fiti that it's crazy. Obviously, it was the ocean that transported Maui to Te Fiti. So we've established that it's likely Te Fiti that raised Maui because she wanted a newborn child in her life. It's likely that the ocean was the mysterious means by which baby Maui was found by Te Fiti and her god pals, and finally, it's likely that the ocean's relationship with Te Fiti runs immensely deep, the yin to a yang. It's so deep and kind of expected, honestly. The two biggest forces of nature are just naturally supernatural buddies. I don't think I can go too much deeper than that. Which leads me to my next question. Why was Maui ditched by his parents to begin with? Was it his physical appearance? Was it their sudden realization that they'd have to be parents? Was it the fact that they were too busy? Possibly. In the video where I go super in-depth into the necklace, I brought up how, well, the only other time we get to see the far past is when Moana's ancestors are shown, and I believe it can in fact tie into all of this. Upcoming is going to be a lot of brainstorming, and I have tons of comments from people who don't understand me. They say I make ridiculous leaps in logic when, in fact, I'm not setting anything in stone, I'm just brainstorming out loud because it allows for better theorization. So, if Maui was the child of a chief, say, in the far, far past, and it was, say, an accidental birth, then it would be shameful for the hierarchy of what they're doing there. He wouldn't be able to be crowned chief if it was all unplanned and their ages were messed up, and the only tragic way to cover it up would be to get rid of the baby, and pray he gets found by... Oh, crap! That's right. Remember what I said in the necklace video? The chiefs have the blue shell that wields the ocean. They didn't throw him in to drown. They commanded the ocean to bring him a better life. His tattoos are the only knowledge he has in regards to what happened, which were established by Te Fiti, his adoptive mother. Well, that makes too much sense, actually. It was always kind of an assumption I had that he was related to Moana's ancestors, or more specifically the chiefs. After all, Moana and her dad and grandma were all a part of the line of chosen ones, which I tied back to Maui, the heart thief. And there are other theories, such as the one by the film theorists, that it's possible Maui could actually be Moana's dad or something, and that's possible too, but the deeper tie is still there as well. However, I never had any direct proof of their distant relation until, stupid me, I just realized that I have recently almost proven that the chiefs were buddied up with the oceanic spirit. These chiefs, though, when they were truly ready to establish a family, they'd have another kid who'd become the next chief. The next one in line down to Moana and Tala and the father, or rather Tala's husband, because he was the chief, I assume, but she took over the reins after he left, you know. A pair of chiefs. Maui was their illegitimate child, not their specially raised son. So when he returned to them after being raised by Te Fiti, he tried all he could to please them and gain the title of being their son, as we see constantly in his tattoos. And the ultimate way for him to feel accepted, rip the heart out of his foster mom so that the only parents he could ever want, the ones he aimed to please, could be back with him. Oh boy, he even wears the big tooth necklace like the male chiefs constantly wear, and that could be a red herring, but oh well, it still works. Wearing it almost like he wants to become the next chief. Obviously, his sibling won the job because they were raised for it. It's possible that his parents planted the seed of stealing the heart because they knew what would happen to him. That's cruel and unlikely, though. Okay, so if all of this truly could be the case, then we've already answered all of the remaining questions I proposed at the beginning. That was easy. That was epic. That was fun. I don't even know where now to go with this because I've done everything I aimed to solve. The grandma, the necklace, and Maui theories all now perfectly triangulate together smoothly and connect on levels fundamentally theorizable in this amazing movie. This is all I can do for now, but oh, I'm sure there'll be more. So until then, I'm the Theorizer.